I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Using his vast knowledge of history and politics, we start our day off right with motivational speaker Richard Battle.
Mr. Battle, congratulations, sir. Big day, big day. We get to announce the big new book. We talked about it last week. Congratulations.
Thank you for having us with you and betting leadoff Al. And if we can just get Amazon coordinated with us, we'll be okay, because they'll take orders, but they say they're not released yet. So they're the only ones behind the schedule. And
as much as I care about Amazon, because I was the kid in 1983, and as your book said, those computers will never sell anything. It takes people to sell stuff. Amazon doesn't care what I think. You said you would preface the book this week. We're going to spotlight it. Folks, you may take an extra week on Amazon to get it. But this book is fantastic. You sent it to me early. AmeriCANS Who Made America, the 19th Century, Growth, Division, and Reunification. This book, it's better than the last one. I don't know if can you do that? Can you rank your books? Do you mind me saying that, I guess? Because I really enjoyed the first one, the 18th century, but I'm enjoying the 19th century even better. Is that okay to say?
Sure it is. And I hope the 20th century, if we get it out next year on schedule, will be even better.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, how do I put it? You knew some that were going to be in there, and this is kind of your secret sauce. I don't want to give it out. Obviously, you're going to write a book about the 19th century. Abraham Lincoln's going to make it, right? I mean, yes. Probably not shocking anybody. And I don't know how much, and I haven't got to him yet, how much new stuff you spill as far as the beans go with him, and I don't know. You always find a little something. But some of these others, just when I'm going through the table of contents, are like, who? What? There's somebody you got to learn about. And here maybe somebody I could tell you a line on, that guy did a thing, but I couldn't imagine a chapter, and you've got it. That's the beauty of the secret sauce you've got here. Everybody's in here.
Thank you so much. As I call them, their profiles it'd be like a sports scouting report. Yep. It's not a biography on each person, but I try to look for the inherent AmeriCAN-do spirit in that person that drove them to do what they did and should inspire us to do the things that we are destined to do.
Yeah, I don't think it's a surprise like Lewis and Clark were in there, right? I mean, we've heard the tales, but then the other, John Fremont. Okay, guy. Well, how deep do I get there? I don't have any idea. And Charles Goodnight. Honestly, I'm like, who's Charles Goodnight? I better read in. I better find out. It isn't just your run-of-the-mill history book. You're going deep. You're finding these people. I'm loving it.
Well, and there's a diverse group of people as well, some that I never knew until I started doing research, that have inspired me greatly as well, and had impacts beyond what we can imagine, beyond what they thought at the time of their lives, but impacts that continue to this day.
And some of them, I suppose because you knew them, I mean, obviously you wrote the book, but you have spattered some of this in the couple of years we've been here, because Sam Houston, I'd like to talk about. You've brought up this ring of his thing before, just in casual conversation, you and I. Can you tell us that story? Because he makes a chapter in the book. This guy hit you he hit you in the right way, right? His story.
Well, yes, and let me back up and say, because this story to me is my favorite and so important. Okay. But Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr., who was a Supreme Court justice, and he's in here also, said, "A mind stretched by a new idea cannot return to its original dimension." And we never know when, how, or what idea is going to change our life. And this is an idea that can change lives in the future. Sam Houston, most people know Houston, Texas, was named for Sam Houston. For Texas, he was our George Washington. He commanded the Army of Independence. He was the first and third president of the Republic of Texas before we joined the Union. He was a governor of Texas. He'd previously been a governor of Tennessee. He was a protege of Andrew Jackson, and people thought he could be president of the United States. And there's so many other things I could talk about Sam Houston, but what I found just a year or so ago was his mother, Elizabeth, who died in 1831. She continues to influence Texas and America to this day. And you say, why? What did she do? And when he went off to war at 19 with Andrew Jackson, she stood on the back porch and told him, if you show courage, you're welcome back anytime. If you show being a coward, never darken my door again. And she gave him a ring. Okay. And inside the ring was the single word, honor. He put that ring on, wore it every day the rest of his life, over 50 years, died with it on. That ring is at the San Jacinto Museum outside of Houston today. And I sit there and can visualize him contemplating these huge decisions and twisting that ring. And every time he twists it, he remembers the word honor, 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 honor. Wow. What am I supposed to do with honor? And so all of his decisions had that influence on them. And that's where her indirect influence on Texas and America came from and continues. And she had no idea, because she died before he won his fame. She had no idea of the potential of that action. And so I tell people, I wish my parents would have given me an honor ring. And I encourage them to consider doing the same thing for their kids and grandkids. And we never know how that might influence the future.
That is such a great story. And then again, back to it's AmeriCANS who made America, the 19th century version. I'm Sam Houston, great guy. I'm not ripping your guy because he's your guy, obviously, from Houston, Texas. But it's his ma, right? You don't know what you're going to put in someone's head that makes that work. His mom should get a chapter in it. Now, she's probably in the 18th century. She's old. But my point is, talk about the ripple effect, because I love this honor ring thing. I'm literally sitting here thinking, I wonder if I can get some made for my family. I just love the idea of that. Steal it from Elizabeth. But that's the cool nuggets, if that's the right word for it. You find it, AmeriCANS who made America the 19th century. That is such a great story. But you're talking Sam Houston. I'm thinking, man, his ma was a piece of work. I mean, that's rock solid.
Well, yes. And I've had people come back and show me that they've gotten rings for their kids and grandkids and given them out. And that's what I hope happens when I write this, when I speak to groups and tell these stories like this. I hope I put ideas in people's minds for them to think about little things that may not appear to have much influence, but we never know how and positively they will impact the future.
No, that's rock solid. I presume today the kids would just want a tattoo or something, but I like the ring better. Hey, kids be kids. I want to go to break. I got a couple extra I want to just throw out. I think a couple names we might know, but these stories are unbelievable. We've got him, Richard Battle. His next book is out. You can order today on Amazon, AmeriCANS who made America the 19th century, growth, division, and reunification. Even just the cover, man, I love that photo, Battle. I love that photo. You obviously take time to figure it out. Back after this, we got two more stories to talk about.
Special interests are represented in St. Paul, but who speaks for you? Center of the American Experiment does. Our policy fellows dig into the tough issues that matter to you and offer common sense solutions on education, taxes, crime, and energy. American Experiment is the trusted, nonpartisan voice of Minnesotans like you. We are working every day to make Minnesota a better, safer, more prosperous place. We are American Experiment. Go to americanexperiment.org to learn more.
Dust from gravel roads and driveways does more than make your car dirty inside and out. It gets down into your lungs, and it's bad for your health. Now there's an environmentally friendly solution for your dust problems. It's called Dust Lock. Dust Lock can control all your summer dust problems with just one application. Protect your vehicle and your lungs. Learn more at dustlock.com.
Easily offended? The Al Travis Show is not for you. The Al Travis Show. All sides are welcome.
You know, you talk with Battle long enough, and you're going to learn some stuff. But guys like me, it takes a while to rub in. One of the chapters in the book, and I'm not there yet, it's near the end, is about Madam Walker. And I'm trying to remember the story. She invented something. She had it tough, and you must have brought it up before, because I would not have known Madam Walker otherwise. Tell us the Madam Walker story. Give away the punchline, will you?
Well, this again is another story that I love. One I was not aware of until I started doing research. She was the first person in her family born after the Civil War in 1867. Sarah Breedlove was her name. She left home at 13 and got married because her home life was so bad. And
Wow.
she did jobs like laundry and picking cotton and just whatever she could, made maybe $1 a day, and just was living this very basic life. And one day she was having an issue with her scalp and she couldn't find anything to buy for it. And so she concocted a remedy that helped her scalp and shared it with her friends. Her friends started buying it from her. So she started a company called Madam C.J. Walker and changed her name to that and became the first self-made African-American woman millionaire in the United States.
That's why I remember you had shared that before. That's right. Okay. I love this story.
She overcame sexism, the racism, all of these things. There was no help to help a small business get started or anything. She did all this stuff with her will. But what's more amazing to me is she didn't just enjoy her wealth and live high on the hog, as we say. She went out and helped other young Black women and mentored them, was a philanthropist and helped others and bring up others behind her as well. And that's the AmeriCAN spirit. We all want to succeed and be the best we can, but we all have a responsibility to help others as well.
In the book, you get a lot of quotes from these people, and you didn't throw it out there. I'm going to do it. From Sarah Breedlove, Madam Walker. Don't sit down and wait for opportunities to come. Get up and make them.
Absolutely. That's the spirit.
That's exactly the American can-do spirit. That's why she makes the book. That's what's so great about the book. I'm giving away the secret sauce, people. This is the good stuff.
There's 358 quotations in there because I wanted these people to speak in their own words as well. So that in case I missed part of their AmeriCAN spirit, the readers could see it for themselves. And this book, I try to make it a resource for teachers, speakers, leaders, parents as well. And these quotes are excellent to use in presentations and lessons and leadership also.
I want to tell schools are wrong, but if they aren't putting these in every school in America, in every library, something is wrong. Guys you'd expect, I mean, Francis Scott Key would be there. You did a chapter on him. Can you tell us a little bit about him? I mean, that's one of the obvious ones, right?
Well, yes, and that's one of the things I like, because I'll have people that will buy copies for themselves and their kids and grandkids, but then they'll buy copies and donate to their libraries also.
There you go.
Because they want to help other people access the information. The amazing thing to me about Francis Scott Key is he was an attorney, and he went on this British prison ship to try to free an American prisoner. But in doing so, the prisoner was freed and they held him hostage as Fort McHenry was under siege. And he was against the war. He did not even want the war to happen. But he realized that on September 14th, 1814, if the British prevailed at Fort McHenry, we would have lost the war and we would have gone back to being part of the British Empire and be British subjects again. And so that's why when they got up that next morning and looked through the fog and the haze and they saw the flag was still there and had survived overnight, that they were so excited because they knew the country was still here. The country was threatened to be gone. And so 2 days after that, he wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, which became our national anthem. And so when we sing it or hear it, we ought to understand the feelings in there of, if we don't prevail, we lose our country.
Oh, and especially at times when we're watching even today, AmeriCANS who made America, 19th century, growth, division, and reunification. Roughly, I mean, a page, 2 pages on each, maybe 3 on each of these individuals. How many in the book?
There's 40 profiles,
40.
just as in the 18th century volume. That's kind of the number, because I want this to be a book people will look at and say, I can read this. I don't want it to be 200 people and 500 pages long.
No, this is a great read in that, let's say 3-4 pages for a person. You read up on the person, you got time, you read the next person, you put it down in between the chapters, the profiles. Hey, I'll pick it up when I get to, Francis Scott Key. This is a great read. It's an easy read in that I don't mean that in a bad way. I think if you're a 5th, 6th grader and you're into history, you want your kid into it, I think they could pick that up and buzz through it, don't you think?
Absolutely. And that's part of the objective I did. I want young people to read this, or I want parents and grandparents to read it and teach their kids or grandkids about it, because I want it to be accessible, easy, and referenceable for future learning. And that's the thing I'm trying to do, is get people to say, wow, these people accomplish things. I can chase my dreams and be more than I am right now also.
I love that. Again, the book, AmeriCANS Who Made America 19th Century. How do we go about picking that up, sir? I know you said something about Amazon. You can order it this week. They'll ship them out next week. Just get your order in. Can I still go to richardbattle.com and pick them up? How do I do this?
Well, Amazon under Richard V. Battle or the title, all 12 books are there. They can be ordered today, and Amazon will ship them as soon as their stock's replenished. richardbattle.com is the website. All books are signed there. And so if you'd like one inscribed as a gift, which we find quite popular, you can email me, richard@richardbattle.com, after your order. We're happy to do that as well.
That is, again, one of my big deals. Get it inscribed. Nothing beats having the author's signature on a book when you give to a young man. So that's the person who wrote it. They'll hold on to the rest of their lives. It makes it that extra special. I presume, and I'm probably putting work in the audio book of this will be coming out at some point. You've been in the studio, you're reading it. Is that coming too?
The Kindle and audio versions will be coming. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Richard. You put a book out. You did it with the rest. I figured it was coming. Love having you on the show, my friend. Absolutely do. I'm loving this book from the photo at the beginning all the way through the people you picked. There's so many good stories in here. Nicely done, Mr. Battle. Nicely done.
Thank you very much, and we hope the readers are pleased as well.
Oh, yeah. Order your books today, sir. We'll get you back here next week.
We'll look forward to seeing you then, and we say, as always, God bless America.
If it's your turn to host the